We only have 7 weeks left to finish this custom Venator before October 1st. Hey guys, welcome to week 58 of building my custom Venator. This week on the Venator series, I have determined that we only have 7 weeks left to finish this Venator because our goal date for this project is October 1st, which is the day that the UCS Venator does come out. And I hope to have mine done to go alongside with the release of that. So we really gotta get on the grind now and work on building this thing up and getting it complete and placing those final part orders, which is a lot of stress on me. With college coming up in a few weeks and lots of expenses due this month, who knows if I'll be able to financially afford to finish this thing by October 1st. Hopefully I can, but I'm just not 100% sure. So if you can support me in any way down below using any of the links, even buying a like kit using my affiliate link down below, that even supports me, please do. And make sure to like and subscribe so we get as many people watching these updates as possible, because I do make some amount of income off these, Venator updates. So any support does help. But without further ado, let's get into this Venator update. Starting off this week on the Venator update, we're going to be continuing to work on the Venator's bridge, which I hope we can actually kind of complete this week. I don't think we'll be able to because we probably won't have all the parts necessary, but we got a huge parts order in, so we can at least begin to work on the other side. Oh, that was not good. But we can begin to work on the other side, building this up a bit. So that's what I want to start on this week on the Venator update. Alright, so I thought I made some great progress, especially on this side over here. We built this up a lot. However, there is a huge problem. This is not lined up with this back end. It's like a stud shifted this way. Like you can't really see it, but if you go directly to the camera, it's not really a straight line. It kind of goes out like that, which is not good. So I have to figure out how I'm going to solve that. But before I figure out how to solve that, because that's going to be really hard to figure out, and I'm going to move a bunch of stuff around, I'm going to fill in these two sections right here because I finally got the parts in to fill them in, and I've been dying to do this for over 2 months now. Alright, I just want to take a moment to show this off. I finally got them all covered up. It looks great. I'm super happy about this. Now let's go back to fixing this major issue at hand with the alignment of the, what you call it, towers, if you want to call them that. Alright, so it kind of got destroyed when I was working on fixing things, and what I decided to do now is start to work on the interior. I have a bunch of ideas that I want to incorporate inside this thing, including a bunch of snap techniques and so many crazy things. Alright, we've made some great progress considering everything that's happened this week. So we got all of these things attached on. They look great on both sides. We got all the studs connection for it. It's just we have to find more 1x4 light bluish gray panels. We have to buy some more. I don't think we have enough to finish this part without it. And we also did narrow this thing right here. I felt like it was really inaccurate, so I basically just made it taller and more condensed. So now it should fit ships like that underneath it, which is good because before it was wider and it fits ships like that underneath it. But now I basically have fixed that solution. So we're fixing two problems at one time, which is great to see that get accomplished. So we got that done, but now we're going to work more on this. Maybe we'll work on the windows some more, and then we'll build this entire structure back up again. But yeah, everything's kind of a big mess right now. I just wanted to work on this a bit more because I wanted to make a stronger base, because to be honest, this whole thing was kind of falling apart until I built this. So I'm glad we got this built because now everything's a lot stronger and we can continue working on building this thing properly. So going into the time lapse, we are working on actually building up the interior a bit. So we're making some of those nice curved angled windows and building up that doorway a bit, which we had to reconstruct like 3 times. So just to let you know, the amount of struggle we have to deal with this Venator project is absolutely insane. So we built up the doorway and a bit more of the interior, and then we tried to build up what we had before. Alright, we've been working on this for the past few hours. This is what we've gotten done so far. We rebuilt this. However, we did make an interior. So on the inside here, we can kind of see the prototypes of what the interior bridge is going to look like. This will all be towered off, of course, and there'll be some more work done there, of course. And then we got this big doorway, which we had to reconstruct twice, as you guys saw in the time lapse. Very unfortunate because I made it too big, but it is all together now and looks great. And then back here, maybe we can have like a hollow table or something. I'm not sure how well it's going to fit, but it might be possible to have it done. So I'm very happy about that. And then we have so much left to do on this, which is absolutely insane. But the next thing I want to work on this week is trying to build up this side panel, because that is a huge issue that we have to deal with, because I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do it. So that's what I'm going to be working on next. So before I start working on this side, I want to figure out the gun turret base, which is going to be a bit complicated to do because there is just so many layers and angles to it. And I've just had this flat the whole time. I don't know what I was thinking, but I have to figure that out, and then I can figure out how to attach this side right here. So for the rest of this update, I'm going to be working on this specifically, just making this long and figuring out how to kind of like attach this section to it, because that's a huge component of this whole thing. Alright, the teardown of the old panel is going pretty good. We got a bunch of bricks right there, and a bunch of bricks we incorporated into this new piece that we are currently designing for the side. It's going to attach on something like this way. It's not going to be a part of the main panel, but basically the two panels are going to connect at the same point right where the gun turrets are, so I'm super excited for that. But this is a humongous mess that I'm working with here. Just to show you, like, this is how much stuff I have to do every single Venator update. I like take apart everything and then rebuild it, and it just takes so long to do. That's why this project has taken like 51 weeks or so, because like I have to deal with all of this every single week. And it's not just about like, you know, small things. It's like big things, like a big panel, or restructuring the whole hall, or dividing the two sections in half, or spilling milk or something on it. There's just always something. So let's get back into working on this right now. Whenever I reconstruct a part of the Venator and there's a bunch of excess brick, I'm always just so surprised because of how much we have to reconstruct each week on the Venator update. Alright, I feel like we've done some absolutely amazing progress. Like, I am so happy to have these things installed now. However, there are a few problems. So the first issue is, you see this line right here and how it expands as it goes towards the end? I don't know what's causing that, because there's the same amount of studs here as it is over here. So I'm not sure what could be causing that. Maybe there's some weight pulling on that side more than this side, but I don't understand how that works. So I gotta figure out that. Problem number two is, I have all these shifted one stud to the wrong side. So I gotta move all of these around, which is also very unfortunate. So those are the two problems with this. I'm gonna try and fix those up real quick and see if I can get that done this week on the Venator update. Alright, we got all these lined up properly and everything is looking good, except for this top thing, which I can't seem to figure out for some reason. So we'll have to spend some more time on that next week. But I did get some of these studs inserted right here and right here. So this is nice and strong and supports this, and it's nice and straight. So now I know for sure that this is an issue, which is not the best, but I'll figure out something for that, I'm sure, next week. But right now, I'm going to work on some lights on this side of the Venator right here, and then we'll wrap up the update for this week. Alright, we got a whole bunch of lights installed this week on the Venator. This section was done last week, but this week we got this entire section completed, which looks absolutely amazing, I must say. Thank you to Light Tailing and Bricks Max for sponsoring this project. Use code WILLBRICKS down below to save 10%. But honestly, like, I'm so happy that we got lights for this thing. However, we are running out of a few lights, which is why I didn't fill in every single light. So I wanted to make sure I had enough to do this section and the other side and the bridge, which I may or may not have enough to do, which means I'll probably have to ask for more lights for the sponsorship. However, I don't know if they'll provide them. And with budget running tight on this project, hoping to get this done by October 1st, I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford to get all the lights I need. So that is why I am filling in like some of these blank. I may just take this like out if I don't need them, you know. I mean, I do feel like this is enough blue lights lit up over here, but if there isn't enough lights left over, then I'll just take some of these out. But I'll go run by my sponsor and see if they'll provide more blue lights for me. But without them, I wouldn't be able to light up this whole massive big project. So I want to give them a huge shout out, because they are helping to fund this Venator project by sponsoring every single light you see on the Venator. And with that, we wrap up this week on the Venator update. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for week 58 down below. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you all next week when we continue to work on the Venator's bridge.